The way I got started with business cards, uh, a friend of mine, I went up to see him, and they had a 10-year-old girl, and she said to me, "Mr. Gensemer, can I have one of your roofing cards?" I said, "Melissa, you can't get me any business." She said, "Let me show you." She brings out her collection, 4,000 cards. That's all the cards in the world, I thought. So her and her mother were both collectors, and they taught me, got me started, and my buddy's wife and I used to travel all over pick up cards. And that's how I really got started, so through a little 10-year-old girl. But let me tell you some of my stories. My funniest one was, I was in politics, and I went in the courthouse. It was during the winter. I came out of the courthouse, and the guy said to me, "Do you have jumper cables?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Will you give me a jump?" I said, "It's going to cost you, mister." He said, "How much you want?" I said, 5 business cards. Now, at that time, well, at no time did I mention why I wanted his cards. So anyhow, I hooked up his 2 cables. I only hooked up one mine. So I said to him, "Hey, pay, then I'll jump you." So he goes out. He was a banker. He gave me 5 business cards, and then I jumped him. But I can imagine him going home and tell his wife, "I met some nut. He charged me 5 business cards." But my best story is, I was in politics, and a DA called me. He said his wife is sick. How about coming up to Harrisburg? We have a big shindig up there. Just by dumb luck, there was one round table in front of this head table. There was only one dish of strawberries, and I point that out for a reason. So anyhow, before the meeting started, I go around shaking hands there. This one of you guys sitting on the chair, I put my hand out. He said to me, "Who in the hell are you?" I said to him, "Who in the hell are you?" He said, "I'm the governor of Ohio." So anyhow, after invocation, I didn't think anybody heard me say about the strawberries. The governor had, "LeRoy, take my strawberries." So anyhow, the rest of the candidates talked, and finally the state Democratic chairman introduced the governor of Ohio. He stands up. When he gets up, everybody stood up, applause. "Sit down, sit down, sit down. LeRoy, you stand up." He said, "If anybody has a business cards, I'll give you 10 minutes to get them to LeRoy." That night, I collected 134 different cards because people said you want doubles. But I collected 134, and 6 or 8 people even mailed them to me. And another one I did, where my wife and I were out grocery shopping. The guy had a flat tire, advertised clock repair on his truck. So I said, "Do you need help?" "Yeah." I said, "It's going to cost you." "How much?" 5 business cards. The guy I figured help him with a flat tire, and he gave me a business card. Never told him why. Can I imagine what these people went home and thought about it? I did. But that's my biggest stories. I had a convention down here at Fort Washington, close to Philadelphia, and the people were complaining it got a little bit expensive. And by the way, that's where I met Dave. I can't think of the founder's name. Christopher. That's where I met. And I had a lot of political cards from being in politics. And he came up to me. He said, "How much you want for some of these?" I said, "I'll tell you what. What do you have?" He said, "Come over, take a look." He gave me about 20 antique from the 18th century business cards. And that was a great swap for me. I can always get the political cards. In fact, my wife and I, once a month, we'd go up to Harrisburg or down to Delaware at the Capitol. And another reason I had a lot, my sister, a world traveler, and every place she went, she got cards. She goes into the elected official places and got cards for me. And I specialize in Mary Kay and Century 21. This guy from California, he passed away. I can't think of his name. He kept sending me Century 21s. I thought, what the heck are all these? So I thought, I'll start saving them. I wound up with 38,777. Then he started sending me Mary Kay. So I collected them. Then I only had about 8,000. And I had Mary Kay's itself. But Century 21, my sister was out of state someplace. And she went into the Central 21 office, and the lady said, "We're having a big international convention down in Arkansas. He said, tell your brother he's invited, I'll let him talk. Well, it was a big campaign that time, so I couldn't make it. But I wish I could have made that and got all the international business cards. But then, well, we started, I mentioned we had conventions down in Fort Washington, but they said it was too expensive. So for 28 or 29 years, I had them all here. But the last couple of years, we only had about 3, 4 people. But I gave them from California, Canada, New York, New Jersey. I got them from all around. And then that Water Day, I don't know whether you know about Water Day, the people were bringing, I didn't care for Water Day cards, but they left 6 big boxes like that for me. And most of them I had to throw away. They were bent and beat up. So that all helped me. Then the girl from Texas came up. She gave me another box. But, and then a lot of collectors during my time, there was a guy from Vermont and Pennsylvania and Illinois, someplace out there. They gave them up. They sent me the cards. They called me and asked me whether I wanted their cards. And that one collection was about 80,000 alone. The one from Illinois, I think it was, 80,000 she gave me. But that's how I accumulated a lot. And then I always saved a lot of doubles, good and bad cards. And then when we had meetings, I'd hand out more cards than I'd get back, but I'm not complaining. I had to get rid of them. There were boxes all over.
So you said you got a lot from trading, and you were told me, how would you trade?
The guy from New Jersey was 2,000, and another guy, I think Alaska, Alaska, 1,000. But I'd say the average were about 100, but I had 50 and I had 20, a lot of 50 and 20 traders, and but I met a lot of traders in my life, but I seen a couple of traders at their place, but towards the end, with my wife sick, we couldn't travel, But this friend of mine, her daughter, she was from Tennessee originally. She went down there one time. She went to a flea market and she seen Card Talk down there, and that's how I got to join. I joined that in 1986. Otherwise, I'd never known about the club. Yeah, and I got a lot of nice write-ups in the Card Talk.
What were the conferences like that you hosted here?
When I had them here.
Yeah.
Oh,
what sort of things did you?
Well,
how did it
number
go?
one, I'd sit all my traders on the counter here, and then guys bring up little boxes, and I'd go through them. But they clean me out. That one time I think it was 43 boxes of trader card. When I left, I only had 6 left, which I'm not complaining. I had to get rid of them. I had a lot of doubles, So, and one time a guy from New Jersey came up, and when I advertised, I said, this is a trading session. He comes up, he has no business cards. I said, where's your business card? The guy died now. He was from New Jersey. And he said, I didn't know I was supposed to bring it. I said, this was a trading session. Well, until it was done, I told him to take some of mine. Yeah. But we had a lot of fun here trading with different people, a lot of fun. Then I'd feed them lunch. Some I fed supper too. I couldn't buy all of them supper. But at lunchtime, I fed them every lunch, Then this guy from Levittown, New York, he used to come, and he said to me, how much does the club pay you to do this? The club pay me? No, that's LeRoy's pocketbook. Yeah, but he thought I got paid from the club. No. And a funny thing, I traded with a girl by Betty Martin up in New York. So she called me. She was coming to this convention. She said, save me some cards. She told me what cards she wanted. So I went out to the parking lot to meet her. And I said to her, oh, come to my apartment there. And I thought, what's she thinking? So I said, hold it, Betty. I'll go up and get them. Yeah. And then I trade over in Finland, England, Ireland, Australia, Germany, France. I guess that's about it. Then my grandchildren, when I used to get behind and separate them, then my grandchildren, my wife, started helping me separate them. Yeah. And my brother and sister-in-law came down and helped me. Yeah. Especially when I got about 80,000 from that guy out of Illinois. You know, I needed help. Yeah. Then every so often we take all the books down and check for doubles. I called Guinness Book of Records because different people, at that time I had 1,600,000 something. Different people told me, LeRoy, that's the biggest collection. So I called. Anyhow, they said they'd take them 3-4 weeks up here. You pay the hotel, you buy their food. So I asked them, could I set a tent in the yard and take them down to McDullen? I don't know why they said no, but they did. But I had 2 people from church. This is another thing. I had 2 people from church that offered to pay for the bill. But I said, you know, suppose I don't have the record, you're going to lose $6,000-7,000. They said, go ahead. But I couldn't take their money. Even my sister, she wanted to pay it, but I wouldn't do it. But one Sunday I'm reading, believe it or not, this guy, and I might be lying, had like 750,000 cards. And at that time I had, like I said, 1,660,000. So I wrote to Believe It or Not. So I'm in Believe It or Not with my collection. And the newspaper did a lot of articles about me. Yeah, the newspaper really covered me quite a bit. Especially in elections. They come down, they want to interview me. But when they see the cards, they talk more about the cards than what they, you know, talk to me about my office, you know. But let me tell you, when we go to, out, especially my wife, I'd come to the counter, I'd see you, I'd talk to you. Meanwhile, she could steal the cards. So, but one time, we took a bus trip down to D.C., and I met President Reagan down there, so you know when that was. And there was a big fishbowl of cards. So a lady, she was older than me, she said, LeRoy, do you want them? I said, yeah. Meanwhile, I got back on the bus. And I said, it wasn't too good of a day. I didn't get too many business cards. And she said, hold it, LeRoy, hold it. And I stopped the bus and said, I didn't get too many. She said, here, I took all the business cards out. So I had a trader come here. He said, LeRoy, that wasn't right. But later on, we got talking. He sold the fishbowl and the cards. But he hollered at me for taking the business cards. And I'd go to restaurants. If I see them hanging up, I'd take them. If they were good cards, I got them. But that's how I got started. But I enjoyed it. And I worked on about 40 hours a week. Yeah, sometimes more. My wife, you told her, come upstairs, come upstairs. I said, Mother, I'm not done. Yeah. We bought this single house, you know, ranch now, so I wouldn't have, I walked more steps than I did in the other house. Yeah. I wrote to these celebrities and always asked for 3 cards, and I'd trade them off. You know, I wouldn't sell them. You give me 500 cards for such and such a card, and that's what I did. But I wrote that one day, I wrote 73 celebrities. Frank Sinatra answered me in a couple of days. He was the first one to answer me. The antique cards were the good show off for me. And the most unusual one, suit manufacturer, he got a piece of fur and put his business card on there. That's the most unusual one. Then I had glass business cards, metal ones, wooden ones, you name it, I had them all. And I go to church, and if we were at political rallies, a lot of times they tell me, hey, LeRoy, stand up, anybody has business cards, and they give them to me, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how I got a lot of cards like that. Yeah. When I sold out, I had, I think it was 300 some different members' business cards, yeah. But a guy grabbed them right away. No, it had to be more than that. 3 books, no, it had to be more than that, because I had 3 books full, and they hold 400, so that's 1,200. Then I had, so I might have had about 1,500, yeah, different collectors. Now, like myself, I had 3 different cards. I saved, they were different, so I saved them. As long as they're different. Johnny Jones had 1 card, but he changed cards now. That's a different card, so I count them in my collection. Yeah. I set mine up by the yellow pages. Most collectors send them up by states. People say, give me this state or that state. I had to go through all my doubles. I didn't like that idea, but I traded. But the one guy, I don't know where he's from, I said, I can't pick out cards anymore. But I had traders that won this and that, then I save them for them, you know. Oh, another thing. People come, LeRoy, I heard about your collecting. Can I see it? It's going to cost you. What do you want? A business card. They give me a business card to come down. Gas station that had these rows and rows, and the kid was there. I guess the owner or something took off that night. And I said, hey, can I take some? He said, take them all if you want to. We took a big bundle out of there when they said take all. One other thing I want to say, when I die, my daughter saved my 3 different business cards. She wants to throw them in the coffin because before I decided to move, the kid says, Dad, what about the business cards? That's your problem, you know. So they said they get 2 caskets, one for my business cards and one for me. My sister said, take them all and put them under your bed. Can you imagine 78,000 albums under my bed? Yeah. So, I don't know what else I can tell you. I really enjoyed the 33 or 35 years, whatever it was. I really enjoyed that. Met a lot of nice people. Yeah. But I don't know what else to say. But anyhow.
Thank you.
That's my life story.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of other business card collectors are going to appreciate this too. So thank you for letting me do that.
Turn it off once. I want to tell you a little story.
Sure.